doesn't say it's recording, Jen.
It says recording on my screen.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is Diane Helmold and I'm so excited to have everyone join us for this success training. I have a special guest with me, a great ambassador, Jim Osterhout from Chicago. And, you know, we've been in business, gosh, probably between us almost 60 years. So what we're going to bring you today is really what's worked for us and brought us to that ambassador level. And congratulations for being here today. I know you can be a lot of different places and we're glad you joined us. And we're going to just start out by sharing our stories. I am Diane Helmold from Chicago and I love Relive. Today is a different day than when I got started 27 years ago. I had 3 little children and my story starts, I was in prayer. Guys, I was looking for something to help me get through my day. I was physically, emotionally exhausted. My husband was putting in about 80 to 90 hours a week as a Chicago firefighter. He painted on the side. And I had 3 sick kids that I was bringing to the hospitals, emergency trips to ERs, midnight trips to Walgreens with our 5-year-old with eczema, our 3-year-old with ear infections, chronic, ready to get tubes in the ears. Our son was ready to get cortisone shots. Our middle one, 3, had also ADD issues, and we had a baby that was crying every day since birth. And at this point, she was 3 months. And I was literally out of my mind, almost as a single mom. A lot of the kids stuff and the family stuff fell on my shoulders. And although I knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, I've left teaching so that I could do that. It meant my husband had to take on added responsibilities. And I was on that couch, and depression, anxiety were setting in. And as I was in prayer, probably the lowest of my low in my whole life, that's when my friend reached out to me and told me about Relive. And I asked her, I said, what is this? What are you talking about? She said, I'm not going to tell you. Just come to my house. You got to hear about it. And all she said was a very simple thing, which I've been saying for 27 years. She said, I found something I'm really excited about, Di, and I thought of you. And you got to come to my house and hear about this company that's blessing lives in 2 prayers of today, health and finances. And I went to her house. The day changed my life. She looked fantastic. We just had our 3rd babies. We hadn't talked in like 6 months and she looked great. And I said, all this is happening because of this stuff. She said, it's the only thing we've changed. I got on the product. She brought me to a meeting. I saw a bigger picture that, wow, you mean I could help people with these products and I could make $2,000 a month? That means I could bring Kevin home from his side jobs. He was a painter with his father and brother who also were firemen in Chicago. And so that was my goal. I did a quick start at the 25%, which I'll review. Next thing you know, I was at the master affiliate, the 40%, because I wanted to save the most money while I ate it. And if I was sharing it, I wanted to profit the most money when I shared it. I'll tell you, when I got off that couch back into life, doing more in a day than I did in a week, I could not believe how good I felt. Another level of happiness that I hadn't felt, I don't think, ever. And my children, their issues are going away. In 6 months, we are off all meds and all worries. And my husband was healthy. You don't need to be sick to be on Relive. He was a healthy fireman, never put chocolate in his body, worked out every day. And you know what? His headaches and allergies went away. So, you know, this business started to form. I was sharing it with everyone that was like arm's length of me because I was so happy. I wanted everybody to have the level of happiness that I did. And, you know, we have a lot of friends and family members in our center of influence who have those constant complaints. And you know what? I wrote those names down on a piece of paper, and those who I spoke to through the help of my friend who introduced Relive to me. And, you know, in 2 years, I delivered a healthy baby. Kevin left his side jobs, came home to be a dad. I was able to put more time into Relive. And with that, in the 27 years of doing this, fast forward with those 4 kids, they've all gone to private schools, kindergarten to college, and 4 weddings. So this has paved the way for so much in our family. You have to pinch me. I'm an ordinary person from the south side of Chicago and a kindergarten teacher. Don't know anything about a business, nothing about nutrition. But you know what I have? And Aurora Paredes from Texas says it all the time. All you need is a big heart, and everything else you learn along the way if you're willing to learn. And I was willing, and they taught me. And you know, guys, today I'm 61. My husband's retired. We built a home in Las Vegas where we go back and forth because we have a daughter there with who's married and have their first baby. And our 4 kids, unfortunately, are in 4 different states, 3 different time zones. So this portable business allows me to leave at a whim and go wherever I want, drive or fly, because all you really need is a cell phone and your list. And talking to people everywhere around us. People are sick, they're tired, they're broken. I don't think the health has ever been in the forefront like it has ever, like it is right now, and the opportunity. So today, you just have to pinch me. I'll be forever grateful for my friend reaching out to me, but more importantly, that I had the courage to say yes. And the gentleman I'm going to introduce to you now is, guys, the personal growth I just have to share with you. This gentleman, he is a big ambassador from Chicago. And I mean, just all these guys got to the ambassador level together in Chicago. And this whole group, I was like, wow, they are amazing. And they intimidated me. And here I am now doing a training with Jim Osterhout, which I can't even believe. So, follow your dreams, do those little things every day, and, you will succeed and relive. So Jim Osterhout, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Diane. And I can't believe you're doing a training with me either, as a matter of fact. I'm just kidding. No, I've watched Diane. She's just awesome. I mean, she probably one of the most organized people I've ever seen in this business. So it's an honor to be presenting with her this morning. My story started in late 1991. A friend of mine by the name of Jack Feeney introduced me to the business and the products. And when he approached me, I was interested in neither. I was a regional manager for a company in the computer industry. I was traveling 17 states in the Midwest. I had about 45 people that I was responsible for. So I told them I had no time for business. And I said, I already take vitamins. So what do I need this stuff for? So I kind of told them no. And, Jack didn't bug me, but he would just call me periodically and tell me stories about what the products were doing for people. And finally, I said, what have I got to lose? I'll try this stuff. And maybe I felt a little guilty because Jack was in something new and I wasn't buying his products. Anyhow, I started on the Relive Now. At that time, we didn't have many products. Now Classic and a product called Ultrim, that was it. I just was taking it with orange juice. But within a week, I started seeing differences in my own health, if you will. I was always a terrible sleeper. And, with my job, sometimes I would leave. I'd head to O'Hare Airport on Monday morning and land back in O'Hare Airport on Friday night. So I'd be gone all week. And I was a terrible sleeper in hotels, never have been able to do that. First thing I noticed was I was sleeping through the night. And for that reason alone, I would have stayed on the product. A couple more days after that, I noticed that my energy level had started accelerating. Wasn't getting tired in the afternoon, had energy all day. Several more days passed and a brain fog I didn't even know was there lifted. I was just thinking more clearly, wasn't putting things off, was getting my work done, and just felt up, like Diane said. I just really, really felt good. So I said, this stuff works. And I stayed on it, didn't get involved in the business right away. But then about 4 months later, allergy season showed up. I had severe allergies every spring all my life. I was miserable. I hated April and May. And that year, for the first time ever, no allergies. They flat out did not show up and haven't been back now in almost 30 years. And right about that same time, I realized that lower back pain that I'd been dealing with for about 12 years, I hurt my back doing something stupid like most guys do, lifting something I shouldn't have and did it the wrong way. And once you hurt your lower back, it's a curse, never wants to go away. I had doctors telling me I had degenerative disc disease, I was going to need surgery. And I said, nope, not doing that. And, I went to bed with a backache, got up with a backache, had a backache all day long. I was pretty miserable. And it just occurred to me one day that my back didn't hurt anymore. The pain was gone. And so I started telling people about the product. I wasn't even in the business, but I had a couple of friends say, if you like the stuff that much, get me some. So I did as a favor more than anything else. I didn't think anything about it, didn't follow up with them, didn't do anything, just said, take it twice a day, you'll feel better. And that's when it got interesting because I started getting calls from some of their friends saying, hey, can you get us some of that stuff? Well, that told me two things. One, my friends were getting results, and two, they were telling people about it. So I said, maybe I should take a look at this. Went to a meeting in Chicago, sat in the back. I was ready to escape. Anybody tried to sell me $4,000 worth of videos or something I didn't want. And the meeting was 45 minutes long. And I heard stories that night that were mind-boggling about results people were getting. And the thing that jumped out at me was that everybody would always end up saying, I'll never get off these products, or I'll be on these products for the rest of my life. And I thought about that, and I knew I wouldn't get off them. So I said, well, you got a product like that people are buying every month. They have to get it through a Relive distributor. That's repeat business. That's excellent. I mean, that's what you always look for. When we sold computers to people, they weren't buying another one the next month. So I said, well, that was good. I could see we could make a lot of money this way. Then I saw the comp plan afterwards for the first time and saw that if I did this, it could pay me for the rest of my life, which I knew the computer industry was not going to do. And I said, well, let's see what happens. Give it a try. I had a couple of younger kids at home at that time. And I thought, you know what, if I make an extra 500, if I get real lucky, make $1,000 a month, just build a better college fund. I started doing it real part-time around my job, still traveling a lot. That first year, in about 6 months, I made $18,000. And I said, well, that's pretty good for part-time effort. It was really part-time because I could pretty much do it maybe a couple of hours on a Saturday and a couple of hours on a Sunday. Second year, still part-time, it went over 40,000. My third year, I hit presidential director, and now my overrides alone are over $8,000 a month, and I was making a 6-figure part-time income from Relive. And I just kept doing it part-time throughout the 90s because I was making good money in the computer industry, and I figured as long as I could do both, why not? And in 2000, my company was acquired by another company. I didn't want to work for that company. They're one of our competitors, never liked them, didn't want to work for them. So I said, I'm done. I don't need this anymore. That year, my part-time income from Relive was right around $200,000. So, I could pretty safely leave the computer industry, which I did. Relive is all I've done now for the last 20 years, and it's been awesome. It's taken me all around the world, Rome, London, Paris, Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, Hawaii several times, Caribbean cruises. It's been awesome. Put both my kids through college. It costs $250,000 to put 2 kids through college. That's $250,000, and it's paid for. They had no college loans. So, it's been just a remarkable journey. And, with the release of this new product, which we're going to talk about, it just got even better. So, Diane, I'll give it back to you. You're muted, Diane. Diane, okay.
So you guys, this is why we're very excited. We have a company, 32 years old, international food science company where products are clinically proven because of, because of this, they're patented by science and guaranteed to work. We are the only epigenetic nutritional company. Write that word down and you want to go look at that when this is over, because that's what we're marketing here, guys. No one has this. And we're a company with integrity and strong family values. Every product is made in this plant in Chesterfield, Missouri, from scratch to finish to your doorstep. We don't farm anything out. Everything's made right here in America. And isn't that refreshing? So this is what you're getting delivered to you. The same can that you got last month will be the one coming this next month. I mean, it's amazing. And not one product recall. We also have your solution, Relive does. There's the products that Jim's going to go over, or I'm going to go over right after this. I'm sorry, Jim is, excuse me. I want to get my camera off here.
Camera was on.
Yeah, I don't want it on. Compensation plan, guys. This is second to none. And I'm going to tell you, there is a gentleman that was also in the group with Jim Osterhout. His name is Mike Darrow. And how he got involved with Relive, I love this story. And I have so many times put him on the phone with other people who wanted a business. He was in the hardware store and his friend was behind him, who he hadn't seen in a while, but you know, they knew each other. And the friend tapped him on the shoulder and he said, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" Mike's like, "How you doing?" And he said, he says, "Gosh, just seeing you right now. I just want to ask you something. I'm in an awesome business. I'm doing great. Would you ever think about, seeing about something that you could earn extra income?" Now, Mike was probably a millionaire. I mean, he worked at the Board of Trade, lived in a very nice house in upper north suburb of Chicago. And, I think people who have money always want more money. People who don't, just like the people who don't have money, want money. And Mike turned to him and said, "Yeah, I'm interested." He goes, "Okay, I'll follow you home." This guy did what we call an opportune moment and followed Mike home, went in his house, drew out the marketing plan, never even talked about the products. Mike says, "Wow, that's pretty good. I could make that much money. Well, what are we marketing?" And that's when he said, "Nutritional products, second to none." And then Jim, or Mike kind of was like, "Oh, I don't know." But next thing you know, he heard these stories and he said, "Well, I'm sick, my wife's sick, my in-laws, you know what, let's do it." And they came in at the highest profit margin and it turned into a business. And within a year, he was an ambassador. And I'll tell you, Mike Darrow never looked back because he ended up losing his job at the Board of Trade because it, closed down. So, that is how powerful our compensation plan is. And that's all Mike ever did was show people the compensation plan. Remember, whatever you do with your downline is what they're going to do with their new people. That guy did it right with Mike. And we have a success system just like this. You plug into these different tools that are so readily available at your computer, a cell phone, and you can learn, from those who have gone before you. The only variable, guys, is you in the middle right there. So, this is why we're excited. We got products. Take it away, Jim.
Yeah, these products have been amazing. Obviously, I've been on them for 30 years now. And I would say these products saved my life. And I'll tell you more about that. But, when Dr. Cloggers developed the first product, which is Relive Classic, I mean, he tried to determine what your body needed every day, right down to the cellular level. So from the beginning, these products have worked for us at the cellular level, which is the most important, obviously, because, we're made up of cells. And he tried to determine what every cell needed every day. And it took him 10 years, but he eventually came up with the Relive Classic product, which got him out of a wheelchair. Just started giving that product away. Bob Montgomery met Dr. Cloggers, which is fortunate for all of us. Dr. Cloggers gave him that product. And Bob and his family just started using it and got phenomenal results. That's when Bob approached Dr. Cloggers and said, "I'd love to build a company around this product. I think it's that good." And Dr. Cloggers, who really didn't need the money at that point, he was in his late 60s, but he said, "If it'll help people, I'm interested." And that's how this really got started. They got a patent on the Classic. It was the first product of its type that ever got a patent. 72 quality ingredients in there, all working together. And Bob and his wife, Sandy, started this business sending these products out in baggies off their kitchen table. Think about that, okay? And now, not only are we all across the United States, but we're in 17 other countries. And it was a product, like all of our products, with a money-back guarantee. So obviously something worked. And people got results. And then interestingly, in the 29 years that I've been in this business, going on 30, I guess, I've had one person ask me for their money back, only one. And I put an awful lot of people on these products. So I think that says something to the efficacy of these products. So, in addition, now we came out with the Relive Now, which was a sister product to the Classic. And, it just really took off and it made it taste better. Classic in those days did not taste very good. It tastes a heck of a lot better now. So the products are awesome. We have kids now, which are great products for kids. Great things in it for cognitive, for brain development. And actually, a lot of older people are taking the kids now, and that includes me. I added it back in because, you know, when you start getting older, sometimes you start forgetting things. But I mean, I use the kids now in the morning. I love it. I love the chocolate, great taste, and it's got terrific things in it. Great for kids, just awesome. So next slide, Di.
Yeah, for some reason, it's not moving. I don't know why it's not moving. Hang on.
Okay, great. Targeted solutions. You know, we started developing more and more products. Dr. Hastings joined the company almost from the beginning. He's been with us. He was a brilliant, brilliant food scientist from the University of Illinois. And he developed 10 new products for us, all of which, I think there's actually more than 10. We have 10 patents. Now, it's difficult to get patents on any kind of food product, and Relive has 10. So that's pretty great. You know, we call it the Mighty Three. I think I believe it was probably Sandy Sopko who came up with that name. But the thing that I try to do is the three base products that I always put people on are either Now or Classic, Energize, and Fiber Store. I think the Fiber Store is an awesome, awesome product. It's great, it's insoluble, soluble fiber. It's actually got digestive enzymes in it to help you digest your food better. It's got antioxidants, and it's great for helping your body get rid of cholesterol because cholesterol adheres to fiber as it's being, you know, moving through your body. So it's an awesome product. I'm not going to go through these one by one for, you know, because of time, but you know, every one of these products is awesome. I mean, not everybody needs every product, but I would never put anybody on these products without putting on those basic three, and that's Now, Energize, and Fiber Store. And why Energize? Well, a couple of reasons. I think it's a great, great product. It's got electrolytes in it, which your body needs. I kind of tell people it's got everything in it that Gatorade should have in it without the sugar. Okay, Gatorade is sugar, water, and potassium. And now we start coming, you know, closer into, let's say, the modern Relive era with two great targeted solutions. Defense, that's Dr. Hastings' last product. It was kind of his gift to us. And what it does, it just builds your immune system. I'll tell you what, you know, sales of that product during this pandemic have gone up pretty dramatically. It's just got a number of things in there that are great for immune health, and that's key. You know, I mean, I have not heard, okay, and I'm sure there are, but in this past year of the pandemic, I've only heard of one Relive person who actually had COVID. And thank God for that, certainly. But, you know, the defense product is awesome. And the product I really love, Lunarich X. I mean, this took us to a new dimension, if you will. And I don't know if you all know the story of Dr. Galvez, but you know, Dr. Galvez was at the University of California, Berkeley. He was a molecular biologist, a geneticist. He was working with soy, pretty much trying to figure out where does the food value of soy come from. And he discovered this soy peptide, and as I know it, peptides are a group of proteins. And he said, got really interested in it. He called it Lunasin. And he started to work with it. And they discovered that it had what is called a epigenetic mechanism of action. And what that means is, you know, most of us probably know, just a quick review, you know, our human genome actually contains all the genes that we inherit from our parents, our grandparents, all the way back. We get the good and we get the bad, unfortunately. And, you know, we've all heard the phrase, cancer runs in my family, or diabetes runs in my family. If, let's say you had a grandparent who had cancer, potentially you have that cancer gene. And you're fine as long as that gene doesn't get turned on. If it does get turned on, well, then you're going to have cancer. But the epigenome was discovered. They never knew what it was. They finally figured it out. They knew what the human genome was, but they saw this, what they thought was junk DNA that kind of circled every cell. Well, that turned out to be something now they've called the epigenome. And if you think of the genome as the hardware, the epigenome as the software. it actually directs the genome as to which genes to turn on and which genes to turn off. And that's that epigenetic mechanism of action. It's like a light switch. And once they discovered that, drug companies started saying, well, let's develop drugs to turn on good genes, turn off bad genes. Never been able to do it because there's a lot of pathways apparently into a cell. Well, Lunarich was the first organic substance that actually was discovered to have that capability of turning on good genes, turning off bad genes. The problem was you'd have to take a ton of soy to get enough lunasin to make a difference. And so they had a problem figuring out how to extract it and how to actually concentrate it. So, it made it practical to use. And eventually, after going through a number of other universities, Dr. Galvez ended up at the University of Illinois working with bioengineers. They said, we don't think it can be done, but there's a gentleman who might be able to help you. His name is Dr. Carl Hastings. And Dr. Carl, of course, as we know, was our chief scientist. They got together, they figured out how to extract it, and the rest, as they say, is history. Dr. Galvez, fortunately for us, is now our chief scientist in charge of product development. Awesome, amazing man. Okay, and that led us now to our next product. And this, understand what you have your hands around right now with this RLV product, okay, RLV Protect, because what we've been able to do is actually combine 3 technologies in one product. Now, just very quickly, the CBD industry, okay, is one of the fastest growing industries right now in the country. It's $4 billion this year. It's projected to be about 23 to 24 billion by 2024. And there's some Wall Street experts saying potentially it's $1 trillion industry in the next 10 years. And what we have here is a product that is like no other you will ever see. Okay, there's a lot of CBD products out there. There's a lot of them, but nobody has CBD and lunasin. We are the only ones, and we probably will be the only ones to ever have that product. I'm not saying somebody else can't do it, but we have a lot of patents on the way lunasin is extracted, and I'm not going to go into all that. But this combination is awesome because if you think of where the CBD works in our body, it works with something called the endocannabinoid system. Most of you at this point are probably familiar with it. Just real quick, the endocannabinoid system sends out these things called cannabinoids to every system in our body. There are doctors out there saying it may well be the most important system in our body because what they do is these endocannabinoids working with our circulatory system, our cardiovascular system, our endocrine system, immune system, their job is to keep our bodies in balance. And if one of the systems in our body gets out of balance, it can cause that domino effect. It can affect other systems, and we start getting sick. We start getting ill, if you will. As we age, our bodies produce fewer of these cannabinoids. And so multiple systems can start faltering, and you start seeing these age-related diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, arthritis, things like that. Well, what they found CBD can do is provide something called phytocannabinoids, meaning from the plant. And they do two things, actually. Not only can they replace the cannabinoids our bodies are not producing, but also they can stimulate our bodies to produce more of its own, okay? And all ages are using these products. I mean, I've seen 5-year-old kids, people in their 90s using CBD products. But what we've done now is add lunasin to that product. So now we've combined not only what CBD does for our endocannabinoid system with our great lunasin product, okay, which works with a lot of other, almost every system in the body. This is like a double-barreled hit, in our bodies. And by the way, this combination also now takes lunasin through that blood-brain barrier into our brain cells. And that's amazing. And as Dr. Galvez has said, it's penetrating even deeper. So we're getting the benefits of everything that lunasin can do, But now with the CBD, Lunocin is being carried virtually throughout every system in our body. And, you know, we take it under our tongue. That's the fastest way to get it into our bloodstream. And within virtually minutes, okay, that product's coursing through our bloodstream. Where, you know, just the Lunocin capsules by itself has to get through your digestive system, and then it works, you know, primarily it starts working through your intestines and in your liver in that area. Now it's going everywhere. I mean, it's not that it wasn't going to more places before, but now it is. So now you've got those two working together. And the third thing we added to that, to those two cutting edge technologies, using nanotechnology, we've reduced the size of not only the CBD molecule, but the Lunocin molecule, so that it's even more absorbed by the body. And that's incredibly important because, you know, there's some CBD products out there which are, believe it or not, people take them, they think they're getting benefit from it. They're lucky in some cases if they get 3 to 6% of what's in there. Your body's 65% water, and oil and water do not mix. CBD is an oil, okay? So if it's not absorbed, and in many cases, by the time it gets through your digestive system, it may, as I said, be as little or as low as 3% to 6% absorption. Dr. Galvez has said that this product is well over 80% absorbed, and that's incredible because with CBD, for example, it's not how much you take. I mean, you'll see products out there, 3,000 milligrams, all these things. The big key is absorption, and this product is absorbed. So this is getting through our bodies, and people are seeing phenomenal results already in the first month this product's been available, and it's going to get even better. So understand what you have here. You have a revolutionary product. And believe me, I'd be talking to everybody I know about it.
Okay. How come it's not going? Hang on. So, you know, Jim, thank you so much. You guys can see why we are so excited at Relive. We have this phenomenal product and this incredible other, you know, excellent product line. And here's how we make money. We get paid 5 different ways. And your goal really is to get on the product, you know, become a distributor and find some friends and loved ones who want to join you. It's only $20 to become a distributor. And what do you have to do? Make a list of everyone you know, love, and care about. You're hearing a lot of testimonials and you're hearing about our products. I know we all know people that we care about that need something like this. So make your list and set appointments. How do we start it? Well, you know what? Take that U out of the box and put your name in there. Every can that leaves Relive, guys, has a 40% profit margin attached to it. So if you introduce a bottle of Lunocin and a now for a month to a friend, it's $101. Guys, you would make $40. If you did the same to your neighbor and your relative, you would make $40 retail, okay? Because there's a 40% profit margin attached to every product. Now, that's $120. Well, the cool thing is your friend, neighbor, and relative know 3 people, and that's how this grows. So it's kind of a natural progression where we get into this. You pay $20, and then you decide what profit margin you want to come in at. The highest is master affiliate at 40%. That means you get $5,000 worth of Relive shipped to you. It's a franchise. Think of it as a franchise with 100% money back guarantee. It has a 2-year shelf life. Even if you want to eat it, guys, you're saving the most eating it. You decide to share it, you are profiting the most sharing it, and your investment is $32.50. And with you have a team of support to come out there and help you. All you need to say is, what do I need to do? Help me. And we'll be there with you. And there's a lot of different percentages, but we're going to focus on the 25 and 40. Those are the 2 most common ways people come in. The 25%, we call it a quick start. That's 5 cans of Now and 5 bottles of Lunocin, or maybe 5 of the new Protect, okay? You would get $500 shipped to you at the 25% off. Your investment would be $375. And there's other different levels, but those are really the only 2 ways people come in, either customer, 25 or 40. So if you take your name and put that in that 40%, and you share this with someone who just wants to be a customer, a preferred, they save 10%. Where does that other 30% go? It goes to you as the master affiliate, the highest level. You maximize the profit wholesale difference of 30%. If someone comes in at 25 as a quick start and you're a master affiliate, you will make 15% every time they order. Someone comes in at 35%, you make 5%. And let's look at it this way. Let's look at you as a master affiliate, and what are you doing? You are introducing people to the stories, putting them on things like this, okay? Teaching and training. You're wholesaling and retailing product. You sponsor Susan, who gets herself up to the highest master affiliate level. You no longer earn any wholesale from Susan because she's at 40 and you're at 40. So Relive, now the overrides kick in. On your first level, call it a franchise, it's easy to understand. You make 8% of Susan, okay? And different rules apply, so you have to get back to the person and they can explain and go into it. But basically, you can get up to 8% off of Susan's group. Susan finds Jim, he falls to your second level. You are going to get 6% of Jim's group. Jim finds Wendy. I mean, she could be in, Mexico. Wendy finds Maria. She could be in Italy. Maria finds Bill. Bill could be my next door neighbor. This is a basic plan. How our basic plan works 5 levels deep. You actually get paid deeper and more money, and I do every month. So you're getting 86432%. If you did that with one leg, would you find another? Of course you would. And that's how Relive works. You're not just limited to one line. We get cash bonuses and trips. So many of us are so excited because we're on our way to Amelia Island in about 15 days. My husband and I have decided to drive down and, get there early and drive home. And it's going to be 15 days we're going to be gone. So I have a portable business, and everywhere around us, people are tired, they're sick, they're broke. So, I'll be talking to people. We have a Star Director bonus. Ask the person who brought you here, what is that? It's really another table with money on it at Relive. And this is how you earn more income lower than the 5th level. And we actually have a gal who became a senior director. It's a new level with Relive, and it really is, what did Beth do? She just really was consistently out there going and find people. And so I'm going to ask Beth to come on. And I'm so excited for you, Beth. And you know what, guys? If she does it one more month, like this month right now, which she's very close, she will earn the global ambassador, which we'll go over in a minute. So Beth, please put your video on and tell us, how did you hit senior director? And there is another trip, a global ambassador trip in 2022 that you will be able to go to. Beth, I can't wait to see you I'm so excited. Share with us how you hit this level.
Hi, we are super excited too, my husband and I, and the possibilities of retirement and the business growing are becoming a reality, especially for him. We have been taking Relive since, for 10 years. And absolutely love the products. I got great health results. And that's kind of where the journey started. I had no interest in the business whatsoever. My background is occupational and physical therapy, and I had a good job, but my health wasn't good. So my results are with bone density and anemia, chronic sinus infections, bladder infections. I was a pretty sick woman back then, 11 years ago. And then I met Relive, and those results are just phenomenal. I continue to feel healthier and feel better. And it's just been the last couple of years that we've really embraced and stepped into the business because life changed. My job position was eliminated at the hospital. And right after that, I became a full-time caregiver for my sister. She lived with us for about 3 years. She has paranoid schizophrenia and moderate cognitive impairment. That was a big challenge all within itself. And she's gotten great health results, but where it put me was a full-time job, no time, and no income. So we started stepping into the business. We were making a couple $100s a month, just sharing with family and friends, which was fabulous, but we needed more. And we continue to embrace the support system, the training, the webinars are just fabulous. And we just kept doing it and kept introducing people to the possibilities of Relive. My sister has now been able to recently be independent in a group home. So that's opened up a little bit more time for me. But prior to that, we shared 1 to 4 hours a week because that's all I had. And slowly our income grew. We reached $1,000 a month. And then just last month, we hit that senior director level, which was $2,000 in a month. And it meant a $1,000 bonus. Just in 2020, we reached second place in the nation 1 month and first place in the nation another month. My bonuses alone were over $7,500. It's amazing. I'm so grateful that we stepped into the business and have opened our eyes and our hearts to the possibilities, and all the people that we can help and have helped has been fabulous. And so now we've set some more goals. Amelia Island's going to be fabulous because we're working hard this month to reach that global ambassador team. We will always be taking Relive and definitely always be sharing with other people.
Beth, you are amazing. You are someone I share all the time, a lot on your plate, and the time you have, you seem to organize it well. I mean, Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays, showing the webinar, you know, it proved to be very, very like invaluable for you. So, you know, you have all these leaders stepping up, doing stuff like this, and you utilized it. So I want to thank you, congratulate you. And if you need my help the end of this month, you call me.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. So hang on, guys. Okay, thank you so much. And now, guys, live from Amelia Island, you want to register for this. While we're in Amelia Island, there's going to be 2 hours set aside. And I don't even know what the outline is, what Tom Pinnock has organized, but the corporate leaders, I'm sure you're going to hear from them. And you know, you can register now, it's free. You can invite others, invite them into your house, serve some tropical drinks and have fun, you know, let them know how fun Relive is. You know, it's going to be fun and people are going to be laughing and just really enjoying a trip that comes from helping and blessing lives, and it's open to everyone. So when you get off this webinar today, make sure you register and you get your downline there. And we have an ambassador program. You know, I'm a part of it, so is Jim, but it is slowly changing this year. But the ambassador program is awesome. I've been paid literally to help others. They pay you to travel, they recognize you, you get cash bonuses and trips, and there's a lot of more room for ambassadors. And you know what? They're revamping it. And this year, to become an ambassador, they're calling it a global ambassador, and there will be a trip in 2022. We don't know what it is, where it's at, but if you make a plan to get 10 customers in a month, and you can carry them over from 1 month to the next. So maybe work on 4 this month if you're very part-time. Carry them over with great customer service to May. Well, now you get 4 more, you have 8. Add 2 and you have 10. Now that's checked off the list. Work through them. Maybe 3 will quick start in a month. That's another check off the global ambassador list. And then 1 will become a master affiliate. Or you're still filling your pipeline. You're not talking. You're not stopping the, talking to people. You're going to fill your pipeline. There'll be another one maybe that will pop up as a master affiliate. Now you work with them, and when you do what Beth did, 2,000 1 month, and then you do it the second month, you are a global ambassador. I mean, it's very, very exciting, and I'll tell you, anyone can do it. So, Jim, how do we build our business? How do we earn these trips?
Well, as we see here is what we call the circle of success. And, this is an interesting business for a lot of reasons. Okay. We are in a key position right now with this business because of this pandemic. And not using a pandemic and not like we're going to benefit from other people's misery or getting COVID. But coming out of this pandemic, and I've done a lot of research on this, there are going to be winners and losers coming out of this pandemic. And what I mean by that is there are companies now, unfortunately, 30%, for example, of small businesses in this country, because of this pandemic, are never coming back. They're closed forever. which is sad. We've had some of steakhouses in Chicago that have been here for 40 and 50 years have closed their doors forever. And it's really, really sad. So one of the winners coming out of this is going to be the nutrition industry. And that's not me saying it because I'm in the nutrition industry. That's Wall Street people saying it. They're saying there's going to be a shift in revenue from big pharma to natural remedies. Now, why is that? You know, I don't know if any of you noticed this, but I did, that during this pandemic, especially during the first 4 or 5 months, my check went up because people were buying a lot more now, a lot more classic because they're worried about their immune systems. People who didn't know what their immune systems were 2 years ago know what they are now. I remember just being in a drugstore and, you know, I read an article about people taking a lot more vitamin D and zinc because of COVID, because it's been used in treatment. And so I said, yeah, maybe I'll pick up some. Why not? Just add it to what I know I was getting vitamin D and zinc, obviously in my Relive products, but I thought maybe a little more couldn't hurt. Couldn't find it on the shelf. And I went and asked somebody at the, you know, one of the pharmacists, and they said, we can't, zinc, they said, we can't keep it in the store. People are buying this. I mean, it's amazing. So, you know, the circle of success is, okay, we have products now that are in demand. And it's just up to us to get out there and let people know about it. First thing we do, obviously, is, you know, when we come and get involved in this business is we identify people. Who do we want to do business with? Who would we like to be in business with? Okay. And we've always said, you know, you do not overlook anyone, prejudge anyone. We don't know. Right now, for example, I'm going back to a lot of people I haven't talked to in several years about these products or about this business, because everybody's, not everybody's, but a lot of people's situations have changed. And that's both from a health perspective and obviously from an income perspective. So we have no idea what may have happened to them during the course of this. You know, a lot of people have lost jobs. I mean, lots and lots. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that too. But so we identify people, we get back to people, and you know what, just say, hey, you know, however you approach people, it's up to you, whether you lead with the business, whether you lead with the products, you know, or you do both. And right now, I would say that a lot of people are very, very concerned about their financial health. I don't think there's any question about that. Because the other thing, by the way, is a secondary source of income has become incredibly important to people because it's a fallback situation. I mean, during this pandemic, thank God and thank Relive, I didn't have to worry about my finances because my check kept coming every month. And I know a lot of people who lost a lot, lost jobs, have no job to go back to. We want to be talking to those people, so identify, okay? Second thing is you got to get on the phone and talk to them. You got to connect with them. You got to talk to them. There are Zoom meetings going on. These Zoom meetings are incredibly powerful. You know, there's a lot of them going on around the country. We have a great one, we think, every Wednesday night that we do called Relive Reboot. We also have great guest speakers on there. But connect with people, say, look, we've got something terrific going on. You've got, I mean, you got to get on the phone. You got to start doing things, okay? The people who build the biggest checks in Relive are the people who talk to the most people. So you have to connect, okay? Okay, share the story. Well, that's pretty obvious. We used to say that we're the highest paid storytellers in the world, and we are. The best story, of course, is your own story. That's not hard to tell the Relive story. You know, we have great products that are changing people's lives. And because of this, there's an awesome business opportunity. Take a look at this. Take a look at what's going on. So share the story. And that's pretty easy to do, okay? And the great thing is you can get people on these Zoom calls. You know, it used to be hard sometimes to get people to meetings. We all went through that. We were having live meetings. You know, people would promise you, yeah, I'm going to be there, and then they wouldn't show up. Well, you know, because people were a little squeamish. Okay, I'm going to get to this meeting like I was. They're going to try to sell me something I don't need or I don't want. So share your story. share Relive stories. There's a ton of stories out there on the these products work site. There's a ton of health stories if you haven't been there. And there's also a lot of business stories out on Facebook. Diane, that's the story site is what? Oh, these products work.
Success. I believe it's Success Facebook for business, and these products work for products.
Right. Ton of stories out there. So social media, I mean, is something we didn't have when we started this thing 30 years ago. Okay. Ask for a decision. Well, you know, you get them interested, and you know, at some point in time, you're going to have to ask them for what do you want to do? I mean, you've seen what the products are doing for people, what this business is doing for people. It's an awesome opportunity. We can do this together. What do you want to do? Because at some point you're going to have to ask them that. You know, you can't just tell them stories forever. At some point in time, they've got to make a decision. They want to do it or not. If they don't, that's fine. You move on. You know, we've always talked about the 3 SWs. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. And if people say no, they say no. That's okay. Not everybody's going to say yes, but we don't need everybody to say yes. If you find a few good people in this business that start building, you're going to make an awful lot of money. You just will. And so get them to make that decision, then you register and go. Sign them up, and you go to work with them. You know, you don't just say, okay, go get them. Okay. Whenever I get people involved with this, I say, look, I'm here to work with you. I will work with you as much as you want me to work with you. You got to commit yourself to your downline. The better they do, the better you're going to do. And of course, the better the people they bring in do. And you work deep with those people. You get somebody who wants to do this and is really going after it, then work hard with that person, because it will pay you dividends forever. I mean, just real quick, I found a lady here in Chicago years ago by the name of Doris Hadfield. And Doris wanted to make $500 a month. That was her goal. She wanted to buy a Lexus. And her husband said, you want to buy a Lexus, go get a job. Your car payment is going to be $500 a month. And she was a referral, because I always ask people, if somebody says no to me, I say, well, who do you know who might be interested? Who do you know is looking for something? Somebody referred me to her. And Doris, you know, I talked to her, didn't know her, but called her on the phone, got her phone number from the person who referred her. And she got interested. She got on the products, got results, which everybody does, sent them out to her cousin in Boston, lady by the name of Debbie Baker. And Debbie had dealt with a serious digestive problem for over 25 years. And within 2 months, her digestive problem was gone. And she got involved out in the Boston area. I didn't know Debbie either, but we started working with Debbie, went out to Boston several weekends and, you know, helped open up that Boston, New England area. Within a year, the bulk of my check was coming out of the Boston area. And I was making $10,000 to $12,000 out of the Boston area every month, because one person in Chicago found one person in Boston. And I didn't know either of these people when I, you know, got involved with this. So you never know. You never prejudge anyone. You don't know who may need something, whether it's for their health or whether it's for, you know, as far as income is concerned. All they can say is no. And if they say no, no big deal. You just move on. So get them registered and go to work.
Okay, so develop positive daily habits. You know, I love this slide because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. I look at Jim, I look at Beth and me. We all have stuff going on, crazy stuff, but we do have some time. I just did a Zoom with some ladies on Friday, and it just came out of my mouth, and I thought, gosh, that's so true. How are we managing and organizing the time that we do have to do Relive? Are we managing it well? You know, how are we organizing our day? What does our day look like? Look at your calendar. You should have a calendar. You should have a planner. What does it look like this past week? Who did you call? Go through the IXR, the 5 words. Who did you identify? Who did you connect? Who did you share the story with? Who have you followed up with? Who did you ask a decision with? And so we want to set these daily goals and see if we're doing the 5 fundamentals. You know, every Sunday, I take my planner and I highlight the hours I'm going to work Relive. But first of all, I take a red pen, family appointments and my responsibilities are in red. I do prayer every morning. I do my jazzercise every morning. And it is after that, and then I do another prayer with a group of ladies. I really don't get started till maybe 10:30 or 11. And those are the hours. Yeah, I have to figure out, how am I going to do my Relive? I take care of my mom. I go over to her place a lot. But again, I could bring my phone and I could do a call over there, you know, when I'm traveling. And I had something I wanted to share with you here. You know, we have to really prune our decisions. You know, when did you last evaluate the tasks you do every day against what's most important to you? When did you last evaluate them against who's most important to you? You have goals, you have time, you have energy. Where should it be invested? Why, guys, do we have the time? And I fit myself in this boat, okay? Why do we have the time to do the things we want to do, but not the things we need to do? And I'll end it with this. It's very, very, it just came to me in prayer today. Just as we need to struggle daily to be faithful to our Lord, we also need to struggle daily in order to overcome challenges to grow and succeed in Relive. We need to examine how our journey's going so far. And you know, this examination brings us closer to acting on our purpose in life. And these announcements come out the beginning of the month with Tom Pinnock. He has an Engage. He's now Tuesdays with Tom on Facebook. I believe every day on Facebook at 12 o'clock, there is something live going on and it's recorded. You want to become familiar with Relive's current promotions and use them to grow your business. If you haven't looked on this, go ahead and click. What does a new distributor do to get started? It's all there, guys. I mean, sometimes we have to become the leader of our own group. We have to become a leader of ourselves and lead so others will want to follow us. You know, we can't always rely on our upline. The top 3 bonuses, Beth Mull just earned $1,000. She earned the top 3 bonus last year. I mean, to earn the Hawaii trip, which, you know, we're now going to Amelia Island. Have this as one of your goals. I've earned this numerous times. My downline has. Be one of the top 3 in new volume to earn these bonuses. And I love promo 1, 2, and 3. This is awesome. This is promo 1. I try to do this every month. If you have 5 customers, okay, whether they're customers at 10% or auto ship, they can't be distributors, but if they're customers or retail, and you have 5 over $100, Relive will give you 100 product credit. Now, take those 5, carry them over to the next month and find 5 more and have 10. This is what I was saying. This was my goal. The beginning of this year, when I heard about Global Ambassador, I said, I'm going to get an over $2,000 check, which is easy to do for us ambassadors. But, you know, I did it Monday. I did it January and February. And then in March, I got 10 customers. That was my goal. This month is working with them to get either 3 quick starts, where I'm not there yet, or a master affiliate. And that's my goal. So always have a goal. Do you want to do the promo 1, 2, or 3 this month? Or do you want to do all of them like David Maley in Atlanta does all the time? So it's open to all distributors. I always tell new customers, if you don't have money, introduce me to your friends. Let's get on a wine and chat. Let's get on a coffee, Zoom, meet my friends, bring your friends in where you are or come to my house. It's so easy. Oh my gosh. I wish I had this 27 years ago. I had a telephone on a wall with a cord. and I couldn't leave the kitchen. I mean, you guys, I can't even believe the tools that are available here. And I know Jim would agree with me. That is making it so simple. So utilize this. Important calls this week. I know your group does a Monday 7:30 training. You want to be on that. It's a commit to success. Last week was phenomenal. Every single one is like amazing. And if you're not on it, dear Lord, please be on it within 24 hours or you're going to lose that excitement and the passion of your business. The opportunity presentation is 7:30 on Wednesday. Thursday, we have a short and sweet call. I love this call. I use it all the time. The recordings. This is the best thing for follow-ups and sliced bread. We didn't have any of this. Guys, do you know we had to pay money for long distance calls? My phone bill would be $250, $350. My husband would go berserk, but Sean Bergeron and Tommy Moody would say, oh, if your phone bill's big, then your check's going to be big. Well, that didn't work for me. He's like, you better stop talking and start getting on more calls in an hour instead of 1 hour call. So this short and sweet, it's available at your fingertips at midnight, 1 a.m., whatever time zone you're at. Recorded. This Saturday right here, we're at the Zoom training and I hope you're taking notes.
We
Okay,
talk
Jim.
about an equation for success, consistency, taking action every day. Well, don't treat it like a part-time business. I mean, it may be for some of you, but it was a part-time business for me in the beginning, but I tried to get disciplined. I tried to do something every day. Even when I was on the road, when I was in my hotel room at night, I would obviously eat dinner and I'd go back, I could either hang around and do nothing or sit there and watch television. No, I got on the phone and called people because it was just dead time, just sitting in a hotel room. So I tried to do something every day. I knew that weekends were going to be my best time, obviously, because I was back home, but I would set aside, probably 2 to 3 hours every Saturday and a couple hours on Sunday to do this. Persistence, pretty simple. You make a decision. You're going to do this or you're not. You can make money or excuses, but not both. It's easy to make excuses. Well, I couldn't do anything today, because I had to straighten out my sock drawer. I mean, don't make excuses. If you're not successful in this business, you're not working hard enough. I mean, we can all succeed, not at the same pace probably, but if we work hard enough, we talk to enough people, Joe and Carol Felger probably have the biggest check in the company, and they have it for one reason. They worked harder than anybody else, and they talked to the most people, 25 years ago, and built an income of over $1 million a year. Determination is pretty simple. You make a decision, decide, I'm going to do it, no excuses, I can do this thing. And, we're not all going to succeed at the same level. I mean, people like Mindy Jones. Mindy became a presidential director in her first year in the business. Okay, I became a presidential director in my third year in the business. We never know. We've said it forever. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. But if you're persistent, you're consistent, you keep doing it, it's there. It just is. And especially the timing right now, all business is timing and position. Okay, we are in a great position now because we have products that are actually changing people's lives at a time when people are really, really concerned about their health and about prevention. Okay, we have great products with no side effects. That's the other thing. All of us see these drugs out on every day, every night, they're on television being advertised. They do the commercial for the drug and then they give you, the 12 potential side effects. You look at the side effects and you say, why would I take that stuff? I mean, it's unbelievable. No side effects from our products. It's ROV Protect, okay? All natural, no side effects, but great, great benefits. You've probably all seen the one about Sonesta. That's the sleep aid where you see the little butterfly floating around and, the person's getting a great night's sleep. And then they give you the side effects. One of which is suicidal tendencies. Well, isn't that wonderful? You imagine you wake up, oh, what a great night's sleep. I think I'll kill myself. I mean, it just makes no sense. And, no side effects with our product, and people are getting phenomenal results. You got great products, a great compensation plan. What a combination.
Okay, I love this iceberg illusion. So I'm sure you guys have seen this. Success really is an iceberg. The most important is what people don't see. And that's what's underneath, guys. People think success, doesn't take hard work or persistence, that, oh, we have it easy, right? It's just, that's the way it is. Well, take a look at the structure of this iceberg here that floats in the water. Only a small fraction of it is visible above the waterline, right? Whereas the larger part of the iceberg is hidden underneath the water. Okay, and that's what everyone cannot see. Our sacrifices, our failures, getting up and moving again. When someone says, I'm doing it, it's like, where do they go? They're MIA. Well, guess what? Go find someone else. They don't know the disappointments, the good habits of getting up early, and, the hard work. So, this iceberg illusion is, I love it. And we'll end with you, Jim.
As Diane probably knows, every
I'm
time
sorry, I do have one more thing to say.
Of course you do.
You guys, I got this book, 2012, The Extra Degree. They gave it to me when I did a mat school in Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, wait till I read this to you. Wait, my computer's dead. Okay, so listen to this. At 211 degrees, water is hot. At 212 degrees, just 1 degree more, it boils. And with boiling water comes steam. And steam can power a locomotive. It's time to turn up the heat, guys. Let's get to work. And Jim, I look forward to your call to action.
Well, I know, as you know, Diane, that every time I've done a training, I always bring along some statistics that people, I think, like to hear. Sometimes they don't, but just a few things that, I've discovered. Again, sitting around this pandemic, I spent a lot of time looking at things as far as business was concerned, in other areas, obviously the health, the endocannabinoid system, learned all about that. But here's some of the things to look at right now. Do people need what we have? Okay. 25 million jobs have been lost in the pandemic. That was as of December 2020. According to Forbes, may take up to 4 years to recover those 25 million jobs. During the Great Recession, as they called it, that was 2007 to 2009, 8.7 million jobs were lost over 2 years. In a 9-month period, almost 3 times as many jobs were lost in the pandemic. Okay, so what does that mean? That means there's an awful lot of people out there who need what we have. There just are, okay? Something else I found, nearly 24 million adults, that's 11% of all adults in the country, said that their household did not have enough to eat. I mean, think about that, 24 million adults. The main reason, 80% said they couldn't afford to buy more food, which is pretty sad in this country. Okay? A Pulse survey, that's the Census Bureau, said that 15% of all adults, that's 28 million people with children, reported that the children sometimes or often in the last 7 days did not get enough to eat because they could not afford it. Again, we have something great to offer. Okay. Home-based businesses, another statistic I found, and I find this kind of unbelievable, but home-based businesses 2019 generated $457 billion in income for people, in revenue, in the US. 69% of startup businesses in the US are home-based businesses. And most home-based businesses, according to the Census Bureau, will succeed within 3 years of founding, where 50% of conventional small businesses fail in the first year, okay? 44% of home-based businesses start for less than $5,000. I mean, you can get into Rela for $20 in a quick start, and you can build $1 million business.
Yeah.
And one other thing, a new home-based business is started every 12 seconds in this country. So what does that say? It says that people are looking for things. We've got to find those people that are looking, and we've got to tell them about what we have, because what we have is a combination of absolutely the best nutritional products in the world with this new product, okay, with the RLV Protect, in a market that is booming. We have far and away the best CBD product, and Lunasin, with Lunasin. Nobody else has anything like it. Understand that. Understand what you have your hands around. It's just an awesome, awesome product. And this is in a market that's going to be $24 billion within the next 2 to 3 years, and potentially $1 trillion. We got to get out there. We got to open our mouths. We got to talk to people. We have something incredibly special. When you have the best product, which we do, and the best nutritional product, which we do, and an incredible compensation plan that can pay you for the rest of your life, you know, you've got a combination that most people don't see in their lifetime. So, you know, you can do one of two things. I mean, you can sit on your hands. If you're in corporate America, I guess you can climb the corporate ladder, or you take the Relive elevator to the top.
Woo! Very good, Jim. Awesome. Let me stop this. Awesome. Do you want to stop the recording? Yes.